All right. Thank you, Dr. David. I want to preface this with I am not Mayor Bynum. I have been approached by multiple people in coffee shops who think I am Mayor Bynum. Mayor Bynum was a debater, and I want to thank him for making it cool to be nerdy and a debater. Our debaters really appreciate it. So our mission is to make sure that all students in Tulsa have the opportunity to hone their critical thinking skills. Before we arrived, out of the 9 high schools in TPS, only one had a competitive debate program. It was Booker T. Washington High School. So it's a great program, and they're part of what we do now. But not everybody gets that opportunity. And we're part of a network of national nonprofits that are focused intensively on critical thinking skills that debate provides through urban debate leagues. And so our mission is to make sure that all students, regardless of income or what zip code that they live in, will get the opportunity to hone critical thinking skills like kids in private and suburban schools have had for decades. Our districts, you can't really see all the details here, but the demographics of Tulsa Public Schools are increasingly reflecting the diversity of our beautiful democracy, which means, A, most of our students in our program are students of color, but B, it also means that increasingly many of our students are part of the widening inequality. Over 90% of our students are on free and reduced lunch. So like I said, we're part of a national group of nonprofits. We're one of 22 cities across the country. We're actually the smallest city, but we're not the smallest program. Here's one of our youngest debaters who is we're part of this national group. We get to go to the Urban Debate National Championship. This year, actually, 4 of our students placed at the national championship. So the reason that we do this, critical thinking and debate translate into college. All of our seniors last year graduated high school and went to college. Debate teaches, thank you. Urban debaters are much more likely to graduate high school and much more likely to go to college. And it really actually doesn't matter a whole lot if you're good at it or if you win a lot. What matters is that you get the opportunity to participate and do the activity. So we host 6 tournaments a year. Kids get numerous opportunities to do debate at our tournaments, and we go to a bunch of regional tournaments as well. We started as a fund at Central High School and quickly realized that the key barrier that was preventing a lot of our students from being able to do this activity wasn't just money. It was creating an ecosystem that supported our students and supported learning in our schools. And so we expanded to, at first, 6 schools, and now we're in 20 schools. We're operating on pretty much the limit of what we're capable of doing at this point. We have a great group of volunteers, but you can see the list of our schools here, 10 high schools, most in TPS, and 10 middle and elementary schools. So our program is designed around novice coaches. One of the key things that we're doing is finding coaches who are just passionate educators who have no debate experience and turning them into great urban debate educators. We do policy debate in high school. Our kids are debating about education policy this year. You'd be amazed at what ideas our high school kids have for how to make our country better, how to make our schools better. You would see that if you came to one of our tournaments. This is Mr. Okonkwo. The kids call him Mr. O. He's a coach at Legacy. He's an incredible and passionate coach. Kids love him. We do a little bit different activity in middle school. The format is a little bit shorter than the one we do in high school. We have middle school and elementary school tournaments. We have kids as young as 9 doing debate. We have 3rd graders doing debate. We have a public debate coming up in May at TU. So for those of you who are interested in seeing this but don't have the opportunity to come to one of our tournaments, the University of Tulsa, we're going to have a community leaders and scholars along with students. We're the beneficiary of the generosity of many of the same Tulsa families that support a lot of the nonprofits in this city. The Kaiser family, the Schusterman family, the Frank family, the Flint family, and others. We were able to get a grant from the federal government last year that allowed us to really ramp up at Will Rogers, and it just shows you what we can do when we have the resources to do it. We want to get to 500 kids by 2020. To do that, we're going to need to replicate me about 5 or 10 times. So we definitely need more resources by next year. We're in kind of a fundraising frenzy right now. We've got an event coming up. If you want to meet us at our resource table, you can learn more about that event. You can also learn more about volunteering, which we'll talk about in just a second. So what keeps us up at night is the same thing that keeps a lot of folks in the education world up at night. Funding cuts have been really tough. We've been able to thrive despite that, but it's really hard to have so much instability in our schools. So we would love to see the state get its act together. If you want to learn more about volunteering, we'll be at the resource table. Every tournament, about 50% of our volunteers have never done debate before, and we train them, and the kids get a great experience in adapting to people who don't speak the same language that they're learning. So thank you.